Hello Trigger, it's Mrs. G with this week's story. Today I chose The Snatchabook, Who is Stealing All the Stories by Helen and Thomas Doherty. As I'm reading this story, I want you to think about what technique did the author use with words to make this story extra interesting. The Snatchabook. One dark, dark night in Burrow Down, a rabbit named Eliza Brown found a book and settled down when Snatchabook flew into town. In every house, in every bed, a bedtime book was being read. I bet that's just like your houses every night. Tales of dragons spitting flames, witches playing spooky games, pirates on the seven seas, princesses trying to sleep on peas, and every child in every bed listened hard to each word said. Eliza Brown at number 3 was reading quite contentedly. Her curtains opened just a chink. She barely had a chance to blink. Her storybook just disappeared. Eliza found that very weird. The little owls on Mommy's lap were quite surprised to hear a tap against their bedroom window glass. Tap, tap. The noise came really fast. Before they'd even looked around, the book was gone without a sound. The wind blew wildly across the sky. The smallest squirrel heard a cry. "What's that?" she whispered to her dad. But then, and this was really bad, before they had a chance to look, she'd lost her very favorite book. And so it went night after night. Books disappeared from left and right. 5 books here and 6 books there. The shelves began to look quite bare. In Burrow Down, the rumors spread of book thieves under every bed. Eliza Brown at number 3 was keen to solve the mystery. She planned one night to lie in wait and use the pile of books as bait. Long hours passed without a peep. She'd nearly fallen fast asleep when suddenly Eliza heard a flapping of wings. A bat? A bird? Eliza saw a shadow loom, enormous, right across her room. What kind of monster could it be? Eliza thought, "You don't scare me." And yet her heart was beating fast. She'd have to face the thief at last. Oh my, I wonder what it is. She threw the window open wide and shouted to the thing outside, "Stop stealing all our books right now! Just give them back. I don't care how." "I'm sorry," came a little voice. "I really am. I had no choice." Eliza looked down in surprise. She couldn't quite believe her eyes. "So who are you, and what's your name?" The creature hung its head in shame. He mumbled with a mournful look, "I'm just a little Snatchabook." Eliza nodded solemnly. She set the creature on her knee. "You can't just come and help yourself to every book on every shelf." A tear rolled down from the creature's eye, and softly he began to cry. "I know it's wrong, but can't you see? I've got no one to read to me." Eliza sighed. He looked so sad. If he just had a mom or dad to read him stories every night, well, then he might behave all right. That very night, they hatched a plan. And so the Snatchabook began. And when he'd made his full amends, Eliza called on all her friends and told them how he'd worked all night to turn a wrong into a right. And now each night in burrow down, as darkness falls upon the town, in every house, in every bed, a bedtime book is being read. And if you take a closer look, you might just see the Snatchabook perched happily on someone's bed, listening hard to each word read. Did you figure out what the author's special technique was this book? If you guess that it's all in rhyme, you are right. That takes some special thinking to get all of those words to fit just perfectly and still tell a delightful story. Maybe you could try that in one of your writing pieces in your at-home learning. I hope you have lots of opportunities to share great bedtime stories with someone at home. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Thanks, Traeger.